Okay, here we go. Well, hey, everybody. Just one second. Let me get this link tweeted here. All right. Okay, well, welcome, everybody. Andrew here with Nashville Severe Weather. And we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for extreme northwest Williamson County. In fact, this is for a storm, a hail core here that is in extreme northern Hickman County right now, and right there on the border of Dixon and Hickman counties. So this is a good bit west of us, but the polygon here clips us in northwestern Williamson County. And so it does include Fairview. It includes Craigfield, places up there north of Fairview, like where I-40 goes through Williamson County up there at the Highway 96 exit. So this is for a hail core, as I mentioned. There was some hail that was showing up on radar here a minute ago. And let me see if I can show this on radar. Yeah, there's a small core here of some hail. Now, it may impact Williamson County. It may not. It may slide just northwest of us, but we're going to stay with it and watch it and see how it goes and see if the hail core impacts Williamson County at all. But nonetheless, the polygon does include us here in Fairview. This gives us good practice to make sure that everything's working and everything's cranking along the way that it should, and on one of these severe weather days. So, you're seeing some lightning. I'm seeing in the comments here, you're seeing some lightning in Franklin. That's probably back to the west with that storm there in northern Hickman County that we're talking about. So that's likely what is going on and likely what you're seeing right now. All right, so let me see if I can, it looks like the chat's working. That's good. Will Antioch be affected by this? Not at the moment, all right? So this looks like it's going to be mostly a central and northern Davidson County thing if it makes it that far. Right now, it looks like this is going to be mostly a northwestern Williamson County thing. The polygon does not include Davidson County at this point. All right, so again, if you're just joining us, I know a lot of you have joined us just in the past few seconds. This is a severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect until, let's see, this thing's in effect until 6:15 p.m., and it's for some possibly 1 inch and a quarter size hail, which would be slightly larger than a quarter. And so that hail core looks right now to be down around over here in southern Dixon County. So probably go through Burns, Liberty Hill, maybe Blake Minor Estates over there in northwestern Williamson County. But this is your hail core right here. And it looks like, radar's showing there could be some 2-inch hail aloft with that, but probably won't be that big. Maybe quarter size, maybe a little bit larger down there at the ground level. So again, this is for a hail core. This really isn't necessarily a wind issue. That's some funky colors. Let's get back to our regular colors. Maybe a little bit of wind with it, but mostly this is a hail issue. All right, so this warning's in effect for about another 20 minutes, and it's for northwestern Williamson County. And so this is not so much for Davidson County yet, but don't unplug because this could be, Davidson County is downstream of this warning if the storm continues moving off to the northeast and keeps its intensity. So here in about 15, 20 minutes, they're going to need to make a decision on whether to continue this warning off to the northeast or to let it drop, depending on how the storm behaves and if it keeps up its intensity here in the next little bit. All right, a lot of questions coming in over on the chat. It looks like some questions about the tornado chances. Nothing has changed with the tornado chances from what we've been talking about all day today. And that is, we have a 5% chance of seeing a tornado within 25 miles of any given point. Another way of saying that is there's a 95% chance that there will not be a tornado within 25 miles of you. All right, so that is good news. Let me full screen that for you. Sorry about that. Hopefully that is easier for you to read. So 95% chance you will not see a tornado within 25 miles of you tonight. So it's one of these low probability, high impact events. The odds are that we will not see significant severe weather close to you this evening and tonight. But if you do, it could be significant, and that's what that means. So as far as the tornado chances, those have not changed from earlier today. There is no indication right now that any watches will be issued. This looks kind of like a little rogue cell here out ahead of maybe our activity later tonight that is dropping a little bit of hail. So again, if you're just joining us, let's talk about what's going on here. This is in southern Dickson County right now, and this is a storm that has a little bit of a hail core with it. And we go back to our product here that shows the hail core, and it's probably out here near Burns by now. And this is moving to the northeast, and this is what this severe thunderstorm warning is all about. And there could be a little bit of wind with it. Here's our velocities. Could be a little bit of wind with it. We're seeing possibility of some winds up in the 60 mile per hour range there south of Dickson. That's possible. One of the main threats with this, though, is going to be that hail as it pushes off to the northeast. So let's talk about who's in and who's out of this polygon, because if you're in Williamson County, you may have gotten an alert for this. Franklin, you're not in the warning. You are southeast of the warning. Everybody inside this yellow box here is included. So zooming into that, we see it's Fairview, Fernvale, Chester Estates, Liberty Hill, Blakemont Estates, Brush Creek, all the way up to I-40 there in the far northwestern corner of Williamson County there where it intersects with Highway 96 at the exit there, the Fairview exit. That's where this polygon is. However, it looks like the strongest part of the cell, if things stay the way that they have been, it looks like the strongest part of the cell might miss us here in Williamson County. It's going to be close, but it looks like it might miss us to the northwest. And that'd be all right with me, although I hate it for Dickson and Cheatham counties who might get a little bit of hail. Looks like these could be some hailers here for a little while tonight. We are getting reports there at the Weather Service that there was some hail up in Montgomery County, and it looks like that was not to severe size. Looks like maybe 3/4 inch diameter hail. That'll make a lot of noise, but it's not necessarily severe. So, and then there are some other reports as well that might have some dimes to quarters down there around Dickson in this core that we're talking about right now. So it looks like we could be dealing with some hailers for a while, and but it doesn't look like anything particularly large as far as we can tell. And let's hope that it stays that way. So it looks like here your hail core is probably going to be in this purple area. And that's going to be where and you see the Weather Service has redrawn that polygon just a little bit and kind of shorted up. In fact, they have removed Williamson County from the warning. So you see what they did here. The Weather Service actually has noted that this core is going to pass northwest of Williamson County, and they have cut us out of that polygon. So that's great news. Now, while we're here, so we are actually no longer under a warning. That was quick, and that's how we like it here. But let's go ahead and talk about what's going on for the rest of the night. And I was actually planning on making a video here after a while. So while we are not under a warning any longer, let's talk about that. Nothing really has changed with our thinking. The instability here at the surface is very much lacking, and that's really a major ingredient for really getting storms cranking and getting them supercharged to tornadic levels. Now, what we do have is instability up aloft. And that's what's fueling these storms that we see here in Dickson County and other places that are dropping some hail. You do not have really to have instability at the surface in order to get hailers like this. And so that's what we're seeing. Now, later on tonight, we're going to have to keep an eye on to see if we get a little bit of instability up here at the surface. Later tonight, as the front comes through, we're going to keep an eye on that, just as we have been all day. And I'm just checking over here. We're actually getting some reports, some pictures in from Dickson County of some hail over in Dickson County. So it looks like definitely a hailer up there. Over there in Dickson County. Looks like that's going to miss us again here in Williamson, but getting some reports. So, hey, let's talk about reports real quick, and let's let's talk about that. So if you do see severe weather, if you see hail, if you see strong wind damage, anything like that, anything that you need to report, use hashtag TSpotter on Twitter. And that is the same as we've always used. It's a fantastic reporting tool. So use hashtag TSpotter on Twitter, and which is exactly how reports are coming in right now. And we're getting pictures of the hail over there in Dixon. So you can just search hashtag TSpotter on Twitter and see those. And that's exactly how we want reports to come in. We'll get those right over to the Weather Service, and I'm seeing almost simultaneously, I'm seeing the reports come in on TSpotter, and I'm seeing the Weather Service receive those. So that's a great reporting tool for reporting severe weather. Let me look at your questions here and see what you're asking here. Let's see. Jeffrey, is there a chance these early storms will eat up the fuel for later storms? That's been one of the concerns today. However, we don't think the fuel really will arrive till later tonight that could make these storms stronger. So we're really watching later tonight to see if any storm fuel shows up here at the surface. Could there be a tornado watch issued later on for tonight? Could be. Really, the watches have been way down to our south, where the main instability is. So I'm not expecting that, and I've not seen any indication of that happening up here. Let's see. What other questions here? Yeah, it looks like you're seeing a lightning show out there, intersection of Dixon County, Williamson County, Hickman County. Yeah, I imagine there's a lightning show out there. Typically, these hailers like this will actually put off a pretty good lightning show. Flights. Okay, let's talk about flights. We have very little knowledge of airport operations when the weather gets bad. They have their own policies and things that they do out there on the at the airport. They do a great job keeping everybody safe out there. Any worries landing a flight at 8:30? I mean, they do this all the time. I can't predict for you whether there'll be delays or anything like that. It depends on what's going on just right around the airport at any given time. It's hard to predict that a couple hours in advance. I'm sure that I'm sure they'll handle that well. Do I have enough coffee on hand? I do. I have quite a bit. There's my coffee maker, and I have a lot of coffee underneath that ready to go. I just had a cup a few minutes ago, and I have supper sitting right over here. I was just about to eat supper right as we went on, so I'm going to eat some dinner and see how things go. All right, we'll see if this warning gets extended. I'm kind of tempted to stay on here for a minute and just see if this gets extended into Davidson County, because the next warning they would issue, if this hail core is holding together, would probably include Davidson County. So I'm a little reluctant to jump off of here. I'm looking for, it looks like the hail core here is not quite as impressive as it was. And that's going to be right over there along Highway 70 going into Dixon. Not quite as impressive as it was, but certainly could still be dropping some hail. So again, if you're, I don't know why the colors do that. So if you're just joining us, there was a severe thunderstorm warning in effect a little bit ago for Williamson County, but they actually cut us out of that warning not too long after they issued it, when it became evident that storm was going to slip just northwest of us and stay in eastern Dixon County. So they very politely took us out of it here in Williamson County. Looks like, though, they are going to continue a severe thunderstorm warning to the northeast. So we're going to hang on here and get ready for that warning if they do continue it. What's for supper tonight? It is some like turkey spaghetti. We've kind of created something out of Thanksgiving leftovers. So, but it is definitely microwavable, and we'll eat it whenever we're able to here. All right. Send a tweet here for the Twitter audience. All right, let's send that out. No, not all clear in Franklin necessarily. We're still expecting the possibility of nothing has changed about the. Excuse me, nothing has changed about the forecast as far as possibly seeing some more storms later. So no, this is not the main round. It's not the last round or anything like that. So no, this is just a little rogue storm out ahead of what we might get a little bit later. Is there a tornado threat for Nashville later? Nothing has changed. I mean, the forecast is still the same. Very small, limited possibility of tornadoes a little bit later. Looks like a new severe thunderstorm warning was issued here. It does include Davidson County. So new severe thunderstorm warning now for Davidson County, and we'll wait for that to populate here on the radar. Hopefully it'll do that soon. And in fact... there it is right there. So new severe thunderstorm warning for Davidson County, and this does include basically everybody in northwest Davidson County, okay? So this is, you can kind of see where the polygon is here. Downtown Nashville is not included in this, but Joelton, Fontenelle, Scottsboro is included in this. Now, the Weather Service is noting that there are several reports of quarters, half dollars in the Dixon area earlier, and this storm is quickly moving off to the northeast. Okay, so here's your storm right here, and right there around Kingston Springs, just northwest of Kingston Springs, and it's headed in the northeasterly direction. So Joelton, you guys definitely need to prepare for hail. And Fontenelle, Ashland City back there to the west in Cheatham County, Scottsboro, Beeman Park, up there north of Joelton, Coopertown, Baxter Road, Ivy Point, Greer Road, Goodlettsville, Millersville, Ridgetop, Bakers, areas like that. You guys are included in that new warning now, and that's going to be for the hailer that's headed into Davidson County. So let me shoot off another tweet here, and over here on Twitter. All right. Trying to keep the people that are over on Twitter kind of apprised of what's going on. Thanks for joining us here on YouTube. We do go live anytime there's a severe thunderstorm warning or a tornado warning for Davidson or Williamson County. We were brought on just a little bit earlier by a brief severe thunderstorm warning for Williamson, and that quickly expired, and the focus tilted up more toward Nashville, up toward Davidson County. And here we are. So we are still watching this storm coming into Cheatham County now. And this is a hailer. And yeah, the hail course kind of picked back up again. And it's there in eastern Dixon County, moving into western Cheatham County, kind of headed toward Ashland City and Joelton over there in Davidson County. So this blob right here is your hail core. This is kind of looking at a hail view. Radar tends to overestimate. It's showing possibility of 2-inch hail. The reports haven't shown that. We've been seeing reports of quarters to half dollars there in Dixon County earlier, and those have been coming into the Weather Service. However, looks like over on T-Spotter, we are getting some pretty decent reports, pretty large hail over there in Dixon County. So, 2 inches may not be a far stretch there from some of the hail over there in Dixon County. And that, of course, is moving up toward Davidson County, which is why we are here. So you see your storm here, you see your purples. That's kind of where the strongest hail is. And then that's moving to the northeast. There's Ashland City. This here's Davidson County. You got Joelton. You got Beeman Park. You got Fontenelle down here toward a little bit closer to Nashville. And really this is the area, not so much downtown Nashville, but northwestern Davidson County, kind of as you head out I-24 toward Cheatham County and Pleasant View. right here in the northwestern part of Davidson County, kind of up on the Highland Rim. That's kind of where we're looking at the biggest chance of some large hail up there. It's going to be up there in northwestern Davidson County. Let me check your questions here. Seeing a lot of lightning. Wondering if it's a good sign we didn't get as warm today as predicted. We weren't really expecting us to have a lot of instability, a lot of warmth, a lot of moisture. So we weren't really expecting this to be sort of a classic tornado day where everything gets really hot and we have a sunny day, a lot of humidity, that kind of thing. This was not expected to be that kind of situation. So we're seeing here what we're expecting for the most part. And so we're not surprised by anything going on necessarily. Let's see here. Yeah, tornado sirens in Robertson County. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Well, it's not a tornado warning. It's a severe thunderstorm warning. So I'm not sure what their policy is up there on sirens in Springfield, but there is no tornado warning in effect. So this is for a hailer. This does not have tornado written on it. I haven't seen anything really here that's indicating. No, not seeing anything really concerning tornado-wise at all, and the ingredients aren't really there right now. For tornado. Let's take a look at the hail core again. Yeah, pretty decent hail core holding together here in central Cheatham County. And again, it hasn't gotten to Davidson County yet. So over here where you see all the roads and the markings here of the roads, Beeman Park, Scottsboro, Joelton, that's Davidson County. So we're not there yet. It's still upstream of us there in Cheatham County, but it does look like a fairly decent hailer. So one way to look at this on traditional radar is right here where this purple is in Cheatham County. So that purple right there is probably, that's going to be your hail core. So that's going to be where the strongest precip is falling, and that's going to be where your hail is. The radar beam over here in Old Hickory is shooting right at that hail, and it's showing up as that purple color. So watch that, and if you're right in front of that purple color, that's going to be your hail core. So Joelton looks like it's going to be awfully close to Joelton if it doesn't come into Joelton. So Weather Service says that hail core is going to move across Ashland City here in a little bit, in the next 10 to 15 minutes. So this warning is in effect until 6:30, and so that's about another 15, 16 minutes from now. And that's for this hailer off to the west of us. And if you're in Nashville, you're seeing the lightning and off to the west, and that's for this storm. Hailers typically give off a lot of lightning, and so that's what you're seeing off to the west. And that's for this storm that's moving toward Joelton that probably will drop some hail up there here in the next little bit. Let's talk about how to prepare for this. If you are inside the yellow polygon, you'll want to be inside a building. You'll want to be, not outside. You won't want to be, going out and getting your trash cans or anything like that as this comes in. You're going to want to be indoors. So go ahead and whatever you need to get done outside, get it done before this gets there, because it's once it gets there, you're not going to want to be outdoors in it. So just be inside. You'll be fine as this hail moves through. But be sure to send us reports of whatever. If you see some hail, if you could safely take a picture of that for us, send that to us using hashtag TSpotter. That'd be fantastic, and we'll get that right over to the Weather Service. And they're keeping up with those reports over on TSpotter, and they're doing a great job of that. I'm seeing those show up almost simultaneously as you send them in, or the folks out in Dixon County have been sending those in on TSpotter. Weather Service is getting those, and they're doing a great job of keeping up with that. So let me look at your questions here. You guys mentioned shear a lot. What does shear actually mean? So shear is where the winds at different layers in the atmosphere are either moving at different speeds or different directions. So directional shear means that, say, some winds are coming out of the southeast, some winds are coming out of the west. Well, that would create the tendency for rotation and for storms to spin. Speed shear is the same thing. It just means that there's stronger wind at one level, not as strong wind at another level that can create a similar effect. So shear is what will cause a storm to rotate. Instability is what the storm feeds off of and gives it its intensity. But the shear is what will cause it to rotate. And rotating storms don't always mean tornado. Typically, rotating storms will help the hail size increase. So there could be a little bit of rotation in that storm there, very, very broadly in Cheatham County, but that could be what's keeping the hail size up. So not every rotating storm means tornado. Good question about the shear. That's good. How's it looking for Antioch? You're not included in this. Y'all are good right now. No, I'd go to dinner in north of Brentwood. That's fine. Just have a way to get warnings. You know, no sense in canceling your plans. Just have a way to get warnings if you need to, stay on top of things. Don't disconnect. All right. I'm going to send a tweet for our Twitter folks here. Severe thunderstorm warning continues here. They've shored up the warning polygon a little bit, but it continues for this hailer that is just about to enter Davidson County, and we're getting plenty of reports here from Dixon. That was a decent hailer over there in Dixon County. So we're getting plenty of reports from there. Question, is this it for the night or more storms later? I don't think this is going to be it for the night. I do think we'll have some more storms later. The intensity of those storms later is up for debate. We'll see how much instability arrives here a little bit later on. Going to hit Madison. Madison may be a little too far south for this one. Yeah, I don't think Madison's going to get hit with this particular storm. However, Joelton, Bakers, maybe the northern parts of Goodlettsville, those folks might get it. More likely up here around Baxter Road, Coopertown Road, areas around Joelton to the north. We'll just kind of have to see. These storms evolve as they move through, and so really, anywhere inside the yellow polygon could theoretically get the storm and the large hail. They are the ones included in the warning. So it's good to talk about. For about another 10 minutes, this warning is in effect. This is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect till 6:30, and it includes everybody inside the yellow polygon here. So that includes Joelton, Fontanelle, Millersville, Goodlettsville, Bakers, Lutens, areas around Ivy Point, Greer Road, Coopertown, Baxter Road, places up there in northern Davidson County. And, of course, as you go up into Robertson County and Sumner County, we don't cover those areas. But just talking here in Davidson, those are the areas that could get some of this large hail. So, again, if you see hail, and if you're in Joelton, you get some hail here in a few minutes, let us know what size hail you're getting there, whether it's a picture or whether it is, just text and a tweet letting us know what size hail you're seeing. Compare that to a coin and use hashtag TSpotter, and that is the best way to get that to us, and we'll get that over to the Weather Service. Allie asked, is the main line 8 to 9 still? We actually are expecting the main thrust of the storms to come through way after that. That's sort of when the window opens for the main line of storms or batch of storms. But we really don't expect that to be out of here till about 2 or 3 in the morning. So I expect it to last well beyond 8 to 9 p.m. tonight. Any chance of a tornado? There is a 5% chance of tornadoes within 25 miles of us. Low chance, but it's there. Yeah, we'll look through some models. Question about the models. We'll look through that a little bit here after a while. We're kind of focused on radar now. While we're under warnings, we'll deal with forecasts here a little bit later, but we'll definitely check out, if anything has changed in the models. Let me check Twitter here. Got a report from Shelly here in Twitter that's hailing right now in Ashland City, and that looks accurate according to radar. Looks like we're getting the reports in T-Spotter definitely look larger than quarters. So I mean, even maybe silver dollar size hail. Definitely some intense hail there in some of those pictures. You can just search hashtag T-Spotter in Twitter and see those pictures. All right, let's drill down a little bit here and look at this hail core. I'm wondering if it's as it looks a little bit more disorganized than it did. Back over here around Dixon County and even into Cheatham County, it looked a little more organized. It's not quite as organized at the moment, but that doesn't mean it won't perk up again. I see a little hail core there just southwest of Joelton. So that's definitely still could be some hail falling there. Still not seeing much in the way of a wind problem. Let's hope. All right, so yeah, if you are in Joelton, we are interested in your reports. I would not be surprised if those of you in Joelton say, what was the fuss? We got maybe some, rice grain or pea-sized hail, but what was the fuss about? The storm actually does appear to be weakening, though. So it wouldn't surprise me if you're saying, wait, where's all the $50, silver dollar size hail that they had back there in Dixon and Cheatham County? You may not get that in Joelton, which I'm sure you'd be all right with that. But it looks like the storm is weakening a little bit over the last couple of scans, so that would be fantastic. So we'll see if this warning lasts. The Weather Service is going to have to make a call here in the next 5 minutes about whether to continue the warning, or should I say extend the warning, draw a new warning, because this thing's going to expire in the next 5 or 6 minutes here. So it expires at 6:30, and at that point, they're going to have to decide what to do with it, because it's going to disappear off the map. So will they redraw a new warning that would include parts of Davidson County, or will they let it expire and let it go? So it does appear to be weakening right now. That's a good sign, but still could be some hail there around Joelton and off to the northwest of Joelton as you go up I-24, or really anywhere there from around Beeman Park, Marrowbone Lake. In fact, it's moving right over Marrowbone Lake there now. Joelton, Baxter Road, Coopertown Road. That's right where this hail core, or what's left of the hail core, is right now. I've got a new scan coming in. Let's see what it looks like. Lindsay, really appreciate your kind words. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Some dime-size hail in Cheatham County between Ashland City and Pegram. Thanks, Heather, for that. And, if you're just looking at the radar picture here, you're looking at the same thing I am. The hail core before was very defined. It was very solid purple in color, very heavy reflectivity returns. Not seeing that much at all now. That's pretty much gone away. We're left still with some heavy rain, possibly some hail in there, but it looks like the hail core is definitely coming down, and that's a good sign. And we'll see what they do with this warning here a little bit. So you can see the hail core just looks a little bit disorganized. It was a very, we go back in time, this thing was very defined and very dark colors there on the hail view, and it looks like it's just kind of falling apart, which is fine with us. Strong storm in Joelton right now. A lot of lightning, a lot of thunder, maybe some hail. Questions about a watch for later tonight. I can't speculate on that. We don't have a lot of energy up here compared to what's going on down southwest of us, down in Mississippi and Alabama, Louisiana, areas like that down there. We don't have nearly the energy that they do. So there's been no indication that I'm aware of a watch potentially being issued. In fact, let me back out and let's look at where the watches are down to our south. Let me check. Looks like there is a statement here from the Weather Service talking about our severe potential, and let's see what they say about that. Looks like there's about a 40% chance, they say, that they may issue a weather watch if storms intensify. All right, so the Storm Prediction Center, you see this area in the purple outline. Storm Prediction Center is watching our area for the potential of a weather watch being issued because of the large hail threat that we've been seeing here, and so they're watching that very carefully, and so they are monitoring the storm trends for the need of a weather watch. Right now, that's not a given, but it's possible that they may do that a little bit later. So let me turn those off. So if they do issue a weather watch, we'll let you know. It'd probably be a severe thunderstorm watch, but we'll let you know if that comes out. It may not. It may not come out. All right, so our storm is up here around Baxter and Coopertown Road. There it is. What's left of it. The hail core definitely has come down. And it's right now probably going to be heading toward Ridgetop, Ivy Point, Greer Road, Bakers, Luton's. Might get a little bit of the edge of this thing, what's left of it, up in Greenbrier and Robertson County. And so we'll see what it does. All right, so the Weather Service, crunch time for them. They got to make a call here whether to draw up a new severe thunderstorm warning or to let this one go. As you can see, if you look real close, you can see, I love that our software does this. It counts down the seconds to the expiring warning. So 43, 42, 41. I can hear you at home right now watching this, counting down 36, 35, 34. All together now. So this severe thunderstorm warning will expire, and it looks like a new warning is coming further to the northeast for Robertson and Sumner. So they will be issuing a new warning, and we will see if that will include Davidson. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Goodbye. All right, so that severe thunderstorm warning has expired, and that one there for this storm that went through caused a bunch of hail, a bunch of large hail there in Dixon County, and then went through Cheatham County, and there it is now in Davidson County, and it looks like a new severe thunderstorm warning has just been issued until 7:15. And we're going to see, it looks like it does include Davidson County. My guess is it won't include Davidson for long, and but a new severe thunderstorm warning nonetheless for Davidson County. So, new severe thunderstorm warning. It's going to pop up here on the map here in just a little bit. And that's going to be for far northern Davidson County. That's going to be for areas like Bakers, Luton's. That's going to be up near Ivy Point, Greer Road, and then on up into Robertson and Sumner County. So I doubt this is going to stay for Davidson County very long, but we'll stick with it till it moves out of Davidson County. So new severe thunderstorm warning for Davidson County up in the far northern part for this hailer that has been falling apart. However, it looks like maybe if the hail is still falling, it probably is only about quarter size. There's your polygon here, and it probably is quarter size, maybe a little less, and that's going to be for mostly for Sumner and Robertson counties, but it looks like it's scraping just the far northern part of Davidson. And I'm going to get a shot of this so that we can send this over to Twitter. If you're following us over on Twitter at Nash Severe WX. right, so let's get this written up for them. All right. I'll tell you what, I'm going to send them the link over here on Twitter to join us over here on YouTube. Would love to have them join us. All right. Looks like we got a reply here. Sean says nonstop lightning and thunder up here in Greenbrier, and they're seeing some lightning up there in Greenbrier, Robertson County. All right. New scan coming in, and you might be just joining us, and what we're seeing here is a severe thunderstorm that has really been skirting Davidson County. It kind of went through Joelton a little bit ago, and now is northeast of Joelton, and is just barely still inside Davidson County. And so if you live up around the Lutens community, here is the right here's the highway that goes from Goodlettsville up to Ridgetop, Highway 41. So, getting some heavy rain there, possibly a little bit of hail up there right around the county line, kind of right around Ridgetop, right as you go up the ridge there up to the Highland Rim. And right there around Baker Station Road and Ivy Point and Greer Road, up in that area near the drag strip. And that's kind of the area here that is included in this severe thunderstorm warning. Joelton, you are all clear. You're still in the polygon here, but that storm has moved east of you. Joelton, you're good to go for now. And Baxter Road, Coopertown Road, you may have seen some hail up there a little bit ago, but you're all clear now. That thing's moved east of you, and you'll probably be dropped from the warning here pretty quickly as this thing races off to the northeast. So that's kind of where we are. This severe thunderstorm warning polygon that you see here is pretty big, and it expires in, it expires here at 7:15. It's not going to last that long for Davidson County. This thing's going to be out of here pretty soon. And looks like Weather Service, again, we're still talking about the hail a little bit earlier over in Dixon, and they had near golf ball size hail over there in Dixon County. So what a mess. You're doing a great job. Those of you that may be watching outside of Davidson or Williamson counties, we don't cover any other counties, but there are people that do, that are also on Twitter, and that do a great job of covering those counties. And they are doing a great job of sending in reports using hashtag TSpotter, and that's a great way for us to get reports over to the Weather Service. So continue to do that if you see hail or any other kind of severe weather tonight. Send that over to hashtag TSpotter, and we'll get that over to the Weather Service. Weather Service is saying they are still seeing potential for large hail in Greenbrier and Ridgetop. That's mostly up there in Robertson County. And then, of course, heading further into Sumner County with time. So the threat for Davidson County looks to quickly be decreasing with each radar scan that comes in, a new one coming in right now. And that's good for us. And in fact, the thing has nearly completely left Davidson County, just a little bit left right here along. There's your Lutens community, Freeman Hollow, Baker Road, Bakers. So this is the main highway, Highway 41, that comes out of Goodlettsville and goes to Ridgetop. And some heavy rain there, maybe a little bit of hail. The hail is probably a little bit further north up into Robertson County, but could still see some down here in the far northern tip of Davidson County, Tenon Road, another place up there in far northern Davidson that could be seeing that. So I expect that the warning will be dropped for Davidson here pretty quickly as the storm moves off to the northeast, and we'll probably see that happen here in a little bit. Let me go back over and check on your questions, comments. Can South Davidson County get a nap before the next round? Melissa. Yeah, take a nap. Take a nap. That's fine. Just, hey, let's talk about going to sleep tonight. Go to sleep. That's fine. No problem. This is not a stay up all night event, but have a way to get warnings. So have a Wake Me Up app. So I've had good experience with Stormwatch Plus. It typically, if I'm included in the Polygon, it yells at me very, very loudly. That's a good wake me up app. You probably have heard it on this broadcast before. Whenever I've been included in the Polygon, and it is loud. So that thing is a good tool. NOAA Weather Radio is a good tool. Just have a way to wake up. You can go to sleep. Just have a way to wake up. Have a way for warnings to get your attention and wake you up at night, and then go to sleep and rest well. That's what I would do, is just have a way to get warnings that wake you up, and then you should be in good shape. We have more storms coming into Williamson County. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw a little bit of hail with this one down here in Murray County. Let's go down and look at the hail view. Really not seeing a lot. So not seeing a lot of hail there in Murray County, moving up into into Williamson County. So that's good. Nothing like this hail core that we saw earlier, which is now well up into Sumner County, and or it's in Robertson County now, heading into Sumner County pretty quickly. So that's that red dot there is a pretty good hail core. Not seeing anything else like it right now. That's a good sign. New radar scan coming in. So we do have potential for some other thunderstorms, and that's not unexpected. That's something we've been expecting all evening. New storm coming into Spring Hill, Thompson Station, Bethesda, Arno, Page High School, up to the 840-65 interchange there. And that's expected, nothing severe at the moment. So let me go take a look at velocities. And, winds could be gusty with these. Looking at velocity data. Winds could be gusty with these, but not seeing anything real crazy yet with these storms in Murray County. Ralph, the Wake Me Up app that I've had good experience with is Stormwatch Plus, and it is Stormwatch Plus. And you can Google that. It should bring it up. Look for it in the App Store if you'd like to get it. And it does take a subscription to get the alerts, because there's a lot of infrastructure that goes into making those alerts possible. And there's a lot of engineering and computer stuff that's beyond me that happens or that goes on to make that happen. So it does require a monthly subscription to get those alerts. But I've had great luck with it. It's a good Wake Me Up app that really does a good job of yelling at you. One of the pluses, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Stormwatch Plus achieved the status with Apple enough to where it overrides your Do Not Disturb settings. Don't quote me on that, but and certainly don't go to sleep tonight with your phone completely silenced, just in case. But I'm pretty sure it will even override your settings and make sure that it yells at you if you give it that permission. So again, don't quote me on that, but I believe it's set up to where it'll yell at you pretty loud. So that's a good thing. Let me check some notes from the Weather Service. We still got this warning in effect up here in northern Davidson County. However, the storm's moved off into Sumner County and Robertson County. So, in fact, it's out of Davidson County now. I'm not concerned about it at all anymore for Davidson. And the Weather Service is just noting that it's continuing to move off to the northeast toward White House and Cross Plains. Cynthia, you are exactly right. It is super loud. Distant thunder in Paytonsville. Yep, you're hearing that storm down here in southern or northern Murray County. So some thunder and lightning with that coming into Spring Hill. Yep, that's what you're hearing down there in Paytonsville. And that's going to probably be heading toward your direction there in Paytonsville. So, in fact, now it's approaching Spring Hill. No warning with this. This is not a warned storm. But storm coming into Spring Hill here in the next little bit. Thompson Station, Bethesda, Flat Creek, Arno, areas like that, and far southern Williamson County. But it is not warned. Weather Service notes that they have not gotten any reports of hail since Dixon with that storm that they have warned up there. So, this is your time to go ahead and send reports in if you did see hail up in Joelton or if you're watching over from Cheatham County, let the Weather Service know if you did see hail, if you did experience hail. They're going to want to know about that because the only reports they have, you can see with the icons, they're back here in Dixon. So if it hailed up here in Cheatham County or in Joelton, they're going to want to know. So use hashtag T-Spotter with that. And it looks like Sean on T-Spotter sent in the tiniest hail picture, very teeny tiny pea-sized maybe hail in Greenbrier. And so that's good news. It wasn't large where he was in Greenbrier. Storm's getting a little bit more organized now again, maybe dropping some hail again up toward White House, but again, not here in Davidson County. All right, tell you what, let's jump off of here, and I'm going to sort of get a regroup here, and gonna sort of send out some tweets, look at some models, weather models, and see what's coming up for us tonight. So far, the forecast has not changed, but we're going to switch back over to Twitter coverage, and then we'll jump back on here on YouTube if needed for YouTube coverage if any additional warnings are issued, and it looks like they have just canceled the Davidson County portion of that warning. So we are all clear for now, not for the rest of the night. We are all clear for now. And I'm going to go do some checking, and then we'll let you know other developments as they come up tonight. All right, stay plugged in. Don't disconnect, and we'll talk to you a little bit later on.